The next wave of business leaders won't just use AI, they'll master momentum with it, starting now. Welcome to the Mastering AI Momentum Show, where visionary founders and driven business leaders turn artificial intelligence, automation, and scalable systems into real growth, real scale, and real freedom. If you're ready to break bottlenecks, reclaim your title, and scale smarter, this is your playbook. Let's dive in. Here are your hosts, Allie Porter and Elise Smith.
Welcome to the Mastering AI Momentum Show, where today's top entrepreneurs share how they're scaling smarter, evolving faster, and navigating the future of business. I'm Elise Smith, your host and business AI strategist, and I'm here with our incredible guest, Alex Khoroshchak. So thanks so much for being here today, Alex.
Thanks for having me today.
Of course. Awesome. So Alex is the CEO of CoSupport AI and its visionary leader with 10 years of experience in building tech solutions that scale. He believes that AI is the cornerstone of the future. Yes, my kind of guy. In customer service, revolutionizing how businesses support and engage with their customers. So Alex, tell us in your own words here who you serve and how you serve them.
That's a very good question to start with. So, CoSupport AI is a startup in artificial intelligence that focuses on developing and delivering AI solutions specifically for customer service. So, that includes AI agents that work independently to handle incoming support requests or chat, phone calls, emails, also AI assistants, because we still have many companies who are sort of hesitant to implement AI. So they would prefer to have AI draft responses for them. So AI assistants that generate ready to go reply suggestions for support teams. And then the business intelligence components. So it leverages your correspondence with customers to deliver some business insights and recommendations. So that's what we call the all-in-one AI solution for customer service that covers all your needs.
I love it, especially when you think about customer service. I know I have like a call center background. I have done customer service, I've done sales, and there's a lot that goes into it. So what kind of AI specific things do you guys focus on when it comes to customer service?
I would say that our unique selling proposition is the patented AI technology. We have a patent for the unique approach to the AI response generation process. So many of our competitors, they pretty much leverage out of the shelf solutions like LLMs, including like OpenAI API, Anthropic Claude. But what we do, we have our own model that was trained specifically for customer service. And as a result, what our clients get, they get non-hallucinating AI. Why? Because like when you leverage ChatGPT, for example, it has access to almost the entire internet, and information on different data sources is pretty often contradictory. So you never know which data source it uses unless you ask it directly. And consequently, when you add like your portion of knowledge to those open source models, they're like a drop in a sea comparing with the other knowledge they have access. But what we do, we train separate dedicated AI models for each of our clients. So it's not like we have one big model for all of our clients. No, that's not our story. We train separate models for each of our clients, and those models are trained on the client's data only. So that could be past correspondence with customers, their content from their website, maybe some internal FAQ documents. So only the company data. And consequently, AI simply doesn't have access to other data sources and cannot hallucinate. It uses just your data and delivers. Like we did some assessment a few weeks ago, and the accuracy rate among all of our clients is close to 99%.
That's amazing. I love that, especially because there's so many AI tools out there, right? Different LLMs that you can use, and you are really taking out any of the possible error that can come through because you're building it custom for each company through your methodology and your framework. And honestly, I think that's how AI should be, because we all look at it in a different way. We all have a framework or a methodology. And what's neat about AI is we can then just have everything filtered through that framework and use the power of AI. So it sounds like you're doing amazing things in this space.
Yeah, absolutely. There are so many different companies that were built around AI these days, and consequently, you need to have something that would make you stand out from the crowd to deliver something better. Because if you just leverage something that's already available to everyone, like why do people need to go to you if they can leverage the same way you do?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where our individuality as humans comes in, right? That it's not just the AI, but the HI as well, which is something we talk about a lot, the human intelligence behind it. So that's amazing. So tell us, how did you get started with your business?
That was a pretty long story. So after I graduated from the university, uh, well, let me go a step back. So I've been always passionate about technology and economics, actually. I have master's degree in the field of international economy and relations. Since my childhood, I was always curious about how businesses work, how international trade works, stocks and shares, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, when I was deciding on the university, I narrowed it down to two options. The first one was economics, and then the second one was IT, because apart from economics, I also like technology. Remember when my parents bought me my first computer and I started learning everything about it, like how it works, how to fix it when something broke. And that curiosity never left me. So when I was deciding on the university, I eventually picked up the international economy and relations, and I absolutely don't regret it because the soft and hard skills that I got there, they help me. I leverage them now successfully as the CEO of the company. So how I started my career path after graduating from the university, I started looking for positions with some strong opportunities for growth, and it was 2019 if I'm not mistaken. IT was booming back then, so I knew English very well. I had some technical background because apart from my regular studies, I had been also practicing different programming languages as well as databases. So I decided to give it a try.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and a few days passed by after I published my CV on several platforms, and I got a call from a company. They invited me to an interview for a technical support agent position. I checked their website. It was good, and I also found some pictures from their office, and I fell in love with it. So I passed the interview. I got the job, and my first 6 months in the company were about troubleshooting customer support issues over chats, emails, phone calls, and yeah, then I got my first promotion, the promotion to the junior integration specialist. So my roles and responsibilities changed significantly. That role was about integrating the company services for new clients, which included setting up CRM systems and help desks, setting up phone lines and chatbots, also establishing internal procedures and managing the team. And there were a couple of promotions within that role, like from junior to middle and then to senior integration specialist. And then one day I got a proposal from one of the company partners. They started a new company that is now called CoSupport AI. And they asked if I would be interested in joining the team as a director of growth.
Wow.
And yeah, I decided to take that opportunity. I joined the company 1 year after it was founded. And back then we had just two technologies, two patents. The one that I already mentioned, like for the unique approach to the AI response generation process. and then the second one for data processing and anonymization. So we had the technology, but we didn't have the product, and nor did we have clients. So that's why my main focus was on product development and client acquisition. And what we have right now, the all-in-one AI platform for customer service and clients from all over the world.
Wow, that is such an incredible story. And obviously, you're extremely knowledgeable about this because you came from that world. I think it's really helpful when you can kind of work your way up the ranks like you did. And it's just neat that all of those opportunities were given to you. And obviously, you're a hard worker and you know your stuff, and you deserve it. So congratulations. That's huge.
Thank you.
Love
Yeah,
that.
indeed. The experience I got in, like, from the first positions in customer service, they really helped me a lot because I know all ins and outs of customer service.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. So, since you've been with the company for so long, I'm sure you've had some roadblocks that you've had to tackle. So, let's kind of dive into that a little bit of understanding what was like a big roadblock that you guys had to tackle maybe earlier on in your business before you really had AI to help you figure stuff out.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a very good question. I would outline two challenges we faced on our road. The first one was about the product. So our very first product is the AI assistant, the one that generates ready to go reply suggestions. So that was the very first product we released, and it was super popular. And we got many different clients using that product. But then one day, ChatGPT got released, and everyone started talking about fully automating interactions with customers. So, well, our solution was just drafting suggestions. Then people see ChatGPT that works on its own, and they're like, okay, I want to automate customer service. And we're like, uh-huh, we need to catch up with the market. So that was like the first challenge we faced. We had to quickly adapt to the market and develop the second solution that is now called CoSupport Customer. So it works independently. It handles customer support requests or chats, emails. And yeah, the technology stayed the same. Like, we use our patented technology, but it was sort of technically hard to switch from like just generating reply suggestions to sending them out, because different clients use different help desk. Like, some of them have Zendesk, others have Freshdesk. Then apart from the communication channels, they also have some other systems to be integrated with. Like, for example, um, some client uses Stripe for subscriptions, and they would like AI to be connected to Stripe to get some real-time data when people reach out with questions about their subscription. So it was challenging in terms of the integration. Then the second bottleneck that we faced, it was related to our business strategy. So initially, our strategy was about delivering custom AI models for our clients. So we covered pretty much everything in terms of the setup and integration. So if there is a new prospect, we set up the AI knowledge base for them free of charge, then set up the AI agent, integrate it with their systems. And then after the service launch, we continue providing the additional support in terms of ongoing maintenance, AI model fine tuning. So that was all on us. And absolutely all clients loved it, because they come to us, we do everything behind the scenes, and they just see the AI magic. But there were two problems with such a strategy. The first one, it was hard to scale because a lot of team members were involved in onboarding new clients. And then the more clients we were getting, the harder it was becoming to manage all of the different AI models, because each and every client has their own preferences, has their own approaches, workflows that we had to adapt to. So that was the first issue with this approach. And then the second one is that when they lack this approach, like when they just see the AI magic and do nothing in terms of the setup and integration, eventually after the service launched, like in a month or two, they also expected to have some control over AI. Like they also wanted to be able to modify it a bit, at least something, like change slightly the tone of voice, increase a bit the response length, and so on and so forth. But at that point of time, it was not possible because we didn't have like a self-service platform. And we decided to change the strategy to shift to the self-service, and that was difficult. That was difficult because we had to find some perfect balance between the self-service features and also the opportunity to set up really custom AI models, because we can customize pretty much anything when it comes to AI, like from basic stuff like tone of voice, response length, some restrictions, and finishing with the custom behavior modes and workflows. Like when AI identifies that it speaks with the website visitor, so not a customer yet, it can turn on the sales oriented behavior and try to capture their contact details so that sales team can do some follow-ups or entice them to book a demo session, kick off a free trial. So we wanted to find this perfect balance between these two, and I guess we made it. I remember we when we had the first prospect who registered the account after we released the self-service. They set up the AI agent on their own. They integrated it with their help desk. And I reached out to them to get some initial feedback. And the answer I received was something like, "It's been great. So far, so smooth." And I'm like, "Yes, we made it." And yeah, by the way, we recently launched on Product Hunt, and we made it to top 5 launches of the day, competing with such brands as Perplexity. So yeah,
That's
that was a
amazing.
successful shift.
Yeah, I'd say it doesn't always go that smoothly, huh?
Yeah.
That's so great. So obviously you use AI in like fulfillment with your clients. And I love what you're doing. I love that it's a very proprietary model, and that you guys are helping companies in a way that really needed. Most of the customer service types of conversations, I think, can be handled by AI, because it's not really coming from customer service world. Like you just answer the same questions over and over and over again, right?
Yeah, most of them are indeed repetitive. Of course, that depends on the business, but for most businesses, most requests are repetitive, and that's where AI does great job.
Yeah.
I don't believe that AI will ever replace human agents. I believe in the mixed customer service where AI works alongside human agents. So there
Yeah.
are easy, repetitive questions, maybe some a bit complex questions, but which are well described in documentations or FAQs. So that's the job for AI. But when it
Mhm.
comes to complex cases where the empathy is important, that's the job for human agents. But still, even for those complex cases, AI can do great job in terms of clarifying some information, collecting all the details on the issue, so that when agent steps in, they don't need to have this back and forth about like, hey, what's your order number? Hey, what email address you use? Or hey, what operating systems you use? No, they open a support request and they have all those important details collected by AI.
Perfect. Yeah, and that's exactly why we love AI, is because it just makes us as humans more efficient and effective, right? We don't have to have our staff spend a ton of time on things that aren't really needing that time from a human. But then you can free them up for the things that actually do, like the empathy piece, and maybe looking up their specific situation and more of the complex cases. So I think you guys have found a really good balance there. I have to ask you, do you guys ever have any prospects or clients that are really leery about using AI?
Yes, I would say that 50% of companies we speak with, of prospects we speak with, um, they they use ChatGPT on a daily basis because they find it efficient. Like it helps drafting emails, finding some information. They use AI to generate some funny images. But when it comes to implementing it in customer service specifically, that's like a bottleneck for a lot of companies because customer service is a crucial part of any business. Like one mistake can lead to an unsubscribed customer, right? So when they evaluate AI solutions, they're super hesitant. They want AI to be always precise, to not make mistakes. So I would say that 50% of companies, they're just exploring. They're just exploring. We do some demo models for them, so they play around. And even though they say that the quality of answers is good, the performance is good, but they're not yet ready to implement it company wise. Most of them then end up having AI assistants instead of automating interactions. So they
Mm.
still improve the efficiency because, well, a support agent opens a ticket. They have ticket summary right away. They have the reply suggestions right away. They just double check it and send it. If something goes wrong or the answer is incorrect, then you control it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are also a lot of companies who think that AI is sort of a magic wand, but it's important to understand that the performance of AI and the accuracy of its responses they highly depend on the quality of data you feed to it. We had so many cases where um, companies had super unstructured data, fragmented data, or um, lacking data, and then we were still using it to train the AI models because they had nothing else. And eventually they came to us saying, hey, the quality of responses was not good. But and then we deep dive, we check why it was not good. And we see that they were asking questions which were not covered in the data sources. So how do you expect AI to handle a question it doesn't know the answer to?
Yeah. Exactly. I love that. And it's interesting because it sounds like you really meet people where they're at, right? You have solutions whether they want to go full AI or just the assistant part. So if there's a person who's listening or watching this show right now and they want to implement AI in their business, but they're really nervous about doing so, especially when it comes to customer support, like you said, what kind of advice would you give them?
That's a very good question. So, first of all, to start safe, that's the AI assistant. It doesn't respond to your customers, so you start safe. It generates reply suggestions for your support agents, and this ensures you have time to evaluate the AI responses. So, if you see that it provides accurate answers in like at least 90% of cases, then why not unleashing it and letting it handle interactions with customers on its own? I do understand that customers, they don't always explain their issues like in detail, so AI is also not perfect. It's sometimes it like our models, we train them the way that when they lack some information about the case, they try to clarify some information. Like a simple example is someone reaches out asking like, hey, where is my order status? Obvious next question is, hey, what's your order number or email address that you used to place the order? So when it comes to such cases, AI does good job in terms of clarifying the information before providing the answers. But um, in other cases, the AI may decide that it has enough knowledge to provide the solution, but eventually the knowledge was not enough. The information should have been some information should have been clarified. So it might deliver some wrong information. But come on, people also make mistakes. And if you have like 90% accuracy rate, that means that 90% of customers, when they reach out to support team, they get immediate answer, they get support 24/7 and in more than like 40 languages. So yeah, there will be mistakes. There will be like the 10-20% of cases that will be escalated to support agents, but compare it with like 80 or 90% of cases that are resolved immediately.
Yeah, I love that. No, that's a no-brainer for sure. I mean, if you can cut out 80% of the volume going to your customer service staff, like that's a huge win. And I really like the way that you guys are tackling that with people, like really helping them to kind of ease into it, try it out as the assistant. And I would say this with any kind of AI system, right? You don't have to go all in on building
Yeah.
out an entire AI agentic platform that does everything for you. Maybe you want to just dip your foot in a little bit, right? Try it out with like something that is going to be an assistant. So for an example, when we build out AI agents, we have one that's called Knox, and it can literally like take everything that you say in a sales call and create a whole pre-sales presentation that's customized to the person that you're talking to. It can automatically book the next call for you. It can automatically, send out the email to that person that was just talked to. But we like to have that human connection and that human checkpoint in the way. And so what our AI agent does is that it sends that to the sales rep and has the sales rep approve it before it goes out.
Mhm.
Other clients we have that it's all automatic. And so it's really just your level of comfort when it comes to AI. And I bet, Alex, that there are probably people who start with the assistant, right? And then they see how good the assistant is. And they're like, well, why am I in the middle when I could just have it do it on its own, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that around 90% of all the clients who start with the AI assistant mode, they eventually, like in 2, 3 months, they switch to the AI automation.
I bet that is so neat. I love what you guys are doing in your space and just how much you're helping these companies to be able to scale and to grow and use AI in a really responsible way because you're doing that all like within your own patented platform and all of that. So neat. So I have to ask, because you're already using AI in so many different incredible ways. What is one way that you haven't explored AI that you're like, maybe we should do it on our sales team or whatever that might be?
Very good question. So, what we are working on right now is the AI translator. So, we have a lot of clients interested in translation specifically for support tickets. Like they have they support, let's say, 5 different languages, but you know how expensive it is to hire bilingual agents. And if we talk about like 5 or 10 languages, your support team needs to be really huge. So what they're looking for is some sort of translation tool. And when we talk about translation, like let's take DeepL as an example, or Google Translate, they do a pretty good job. But when you make mistakes in words, some typos, the translation will be wrong. Or when you translate from different languages, the product specific or service specific terminology may be translated incorrectly. AI does better when it comes to translation because it skips the mistakes. It still understands what the customer wanted to write, and it also understands the terminology. So that's the new product we are currently working on. So
Mm-hmm.
when there is a new incoming support request and an agent opens it, let's say it's in German, but the agent is English speaking only, they have the translation right away next to them, and then they write the response in English, and within one click, AI translate it into back to the customer language.
Wow.
So that's what we are trying now, and what we haven't tried yet is what you were talking about, the sales related stuff. Like we do have sales AI agents that many companies have on their like marketing landing page, where like new website visitors come and have some questions. So as I mentioned, like apart from delivering the answers to their questions, it also tries to entice them to book a demo session or capture their contact details. But then the next step of the pipeline, that's something we didn't try yet, like to summarize the deal, to suggest to schedule meetings, the follow-up meetings, to draft proposals, for example. So that's an interesting topic for discussion. And I guess in the nearest future we'll come to that, but we haven't tried yet.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many ways to implement AI, right? I mean, the fulfillment side is really exciting because that's where you get, the clients excited about what you're doing. But definitely your whole sales process, we could AIify. I love it. Well, thanks so much, Alex. So this has been really, really helpful to understand just how you guys are leading the way in this incredible industry. And so if people want to know more about how they can work with you and get CoSupport AI for themselves, or even just connect with you, what's the best way to connect with you?
Just go to our website. You can kick off a free trial on your own. There is also the link to schedule a personalized demo session. So the approach I was talking about, like when we cover pretty much everything when it comes to setup and integration, it remains free of charge. So if you have the data sources like FAQs, content on the website, and you just want to try it out, go to our website, schedule a demo session, and we'll set up the AI model for you free of charge.
Man, you guys make it so easy. I love it. That's perfect. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today, and definitely connect with him, because I feel like if you have a customer service department, you need to be talking to Alex or his team, because what they're doing there is really, really incredible. So perfect. All right. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to Mastering AI Momentum, where AI means artificial intelligence, but also abundance and impact, because scaling isn't about doing more. It's about building smarter and staying true to what matters most. So thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next episode.
You've been listening to Mastering AI Momentum. If today's episode gave you clarity or sparked a breakthrough, share it, review it, leave us a comment, and show Ali and Elise how you're turning AI into ROI. And make sure you subscribe, because the next episode could be the strategy that unlocks your next level. Until then, build smart, scale fast, and let AI multiply your momentum.